Hi, it's me again. We're on whatever day it is, and I'm tired as hell. I don't know how else to put it. It's been a long day today, and that's basically because we're getting to the end of the 12-hour streams for War Thunder. Tomorrow is the last stream, which is going to be for the drops for War Thunder. So if you want to come along, make sure to do so to get some free stuff and then also finish the event. Also, tomorrow's the last day of the event, at least for me, and we're pretty good. We've got the 80 once again crate modules, obviously can't get any more than that, and then the mission score, I just need 20 more boxes. So I'm pretty sure I have all of the boxes that I need, but the 20 extra ones will be quite nice. I've been disassembling these guys, so I had a bit of a theory when it came to all of this stuff. I wanted to work out how many parts needed repaired, how many parts were already done, and how many parts needed disassembled every time you disassemble an exosuit. You have to disassemble these things 12 times each. Because there are 60 parts overall, and with 60 parts, divided by 5 is 12, so each one of these has to be disassembled 12 times, which is just absolutely ridiculous. And each time takes you like 16 minutes. So if you just say that's 15 minutes, then times by 4, that's an hour, and then times by 3. So just disassembling these things takes 3 hours. Without using obviously the factory upgrade toolkit or anything like that. That's just nuts. That's crazy when you think about it in that way. And that's not even including any of the other parts that I've just kind of left here just to see what will go on. It actually didn't take too long to put together the third piece once I disassembled all these things. This bit actually takes up the most flipping time. So it's kind of nuts. So I have my 3 acceptance certificates. So that's done, which is good. I'm working on my 4th now. I have the modules for it, and obviously I just have to do this, which I'll probably do tomorrow. I'm going to get the Shabakov. Actually, I'm going to get the QN 506, and I'm going to request the other 2. And then the last order is going to go into the AMD 35 SA35. I haven't been able to get any extra things this time, so no RNG transport crates or anything like that. So whatever I get extra, I'm just going to basically do nothing with, because the only other thing is to stick it on the market. And as I said before, I don't really like using the market if I don't have to, because I feel like as a CC, being able to request stuff and all that, it's just kind of not good for the system, right? It feels bad, okay, I'm going to sell all this stuff, or I'm going to manipulate these things by making videos about them, and then I'm going to profit off it, right? It just doesn't feel good, so I'm not going to do it. I think it's wrong to do so. So, what did we else do today? That's a great question. After putting the 3 together and doing all of these different things, can I order this again? Oh, I have to consume it. There we go. So, consume. The coupon is consumed. So after doing all of this stuff, I actually played a bunch of different things today. I finally got those pesky Japanese cruisers done. So I got this thing finished, the Kuma. The Kuma was a little bit easier than the other ones because it actually has armor here, so it could survive a little bit more. It's also a lot faster, which is a surprise as well. This thing is pretty quick, pretty nippy, especially compared to this, which is just a slouch, the good old Sendai. This Sendai is just worse so far than the Kuma. I don't know why it's a different BR, or why one of them is at rank 4 and the other one's at rank 3. They both feel crap. But yeah, got the Kuma done. It didn't take too long to get it done, actually. It was quite easy, using mainly the SAP shell. And then finished off the Kako basically at the same time. I actually enjoyed the Kako a little bit more than the Kuma, just because of the simple fact that when you hit with the guns, like the 200 millimeters, it hits like a truck. So it just felt really good donking on a lot of destroyers with the guns and still being able to do stuff. And also, you know, the hydroplane, I was able to like cap a few zones with it. Same with the Kuma, so it was pretty nice. And I started playing the Sendai, and then I just realized life is not worth this. There's like, I did a few matches and I was like, you know what? Today is not the day for this. I've already gone through the Kako, I've already gone through the Kuma, I've already gone through the Isuzu. You know, it's not a rank 3, so it's not in like my rank 3 head that we've been sat on, so that goes over there. So finished with the rank 3s for Japan, and then also moved on to the USSR with their stuff. So the Kavkaz was one I had to do. This one was actually really fun. I got ammo racked a few times because this thing has huge ammo racks for its 180s and very easy to hit. So yeah, that was kind of annoying. But I also ammo racked a bunch of things with the guns. Like these 180s, really nice. The interesting thing about them is the HE has 7.9 kilos, which is huge at 5.0, and the SAPCBC has 7 kilos explosive mass in it. So that already has enough pen to be able to go through everything you're going to fight, and has 7 kilos of explosive mass. So it's actually really good this round. And then you have the HETF and the HE. I just do the standard HE. I know a lot of people say, well, you should use the HETF. I don't. I think it's bad because I don't have full like accuracy, especially on my AA stuff. So what that ends up meaning is the HETF just misses every target it hits, and if it tries to go after, you know, different vehicles like ships, it's just going to miss every time. So the HE is the way to go. The Krim is the last vehicle I have at the Blue Water rank 3 that is not spaded, and also I'm one mod off doing it, so I'm nearly there, nearly finished. You know, I've done the American ones. I've apart from the Krim, done the other the USSR ones. Britain's finished now, all of their ones. Japan's done, and also even Italy's done with their absolutely massive rank 3 for some reason. You know, only one rank 2 vehicle, but, you know, don't worry, we've got 6 rank 3 vehicles. Sure, whatever. As if any of these trees make any sense when you actually just sit down and analyze them. Like, why is there so many vehicles here for, like, Britain, and then USSR, there's 2 rank 4s, and then 6 rank 5s. For Germany, there's 2 rank 4s, and 8 rank 5s. Like, what? Oh, it's painful. So I'm going to have to work out what to do after I finish the Krim. The Krim has, once again, been okay. You know, it's got a ton of guns on it, so it's really good at killing destroyers and pretty good against light cruisers. But there has been a lot of times where I've just been ammo racked because this thing is just made of ammo. There's so much ammo all over it because there's so many guns everywhere. So a lot of Oygons and a lot of Atlantas have been just donking me. It does have a bit of armor on it though, especially around the bridge, so you always hold your area, which is quite good, and also means that HE doesn't do too much damage. But overall, you know, it's been fine. It hasn't been as good as some of the other ones, and my main takeaway from, you know, researching all of these things and playing through them, the BRs of most of these cruisers make absolutely no sense. Like the 4.7 to 5.3 cruisers, like they're just all over the place. Like if you have a look at like the Leipzig, that makes sense at 5.3. The Elbing is really rough. The Emden is also not the best. But then when you have a look at these guys are all in great positions, you know, at 5.0, which is why they're really played. The Kavkats and the Krim, you could swap them around and they would be exactly the same. Like they wouldn't change really their playstyle at all. For Britain, you know, you have the Dido, which is the same. Well, let's just go over to naval. You have the Dido, which is the same BR as the Liverpool, which is also the same BR as the Leander, and then you have the Norfolk, which is the same BR as the York, even though the York is just worse than the Norfolk, and then you got the Southampton, which is just better than both of them, and then you got the London, which is there as well, and the Glorious at 5.7, but these are all completely different vehicles with completely different like strengths and weaknesses, and there are some which are very much just better than others. You got the Hawkins, which is terrible at 5.0, the Enterprise, which is really not that much better, and then you got the Arethusa, which is really good. And then for Japan, you've got the Kako, which is okay, but long reloads. You got the Isuzu, which is awful, with pretty much equivalent guns to a lot of like 4.3 machines. And then you have the Kuma, which is not a lot better. And then you got the Sendai, which is also really bad. Like, these two could easily move down to 4.7 and nobody would even complain. Like, it's so weird. And then obviously the Italian one's changed with the BR changes. So yeah, but my rank 3 adventures in Naval have pretty much taught me that none of this stuff makes any sense. So that's good, I suppose. And also that America is insanely strong in Naval. Like, to a point where if you actually have a look and see a bunch of the different bot accounts, which you can tell if they're what they're doing because of the way that they play. They one spawn, they either spawn one American premium or another, or they spawn the Atlanta. If they spawn the Atlanta or something like, well, actually, no, some of them are in the Eugen. So you either see them in the Eugen, the Atlanta, or you see them in the Helena if they're in cruisers, and they just sit at the back of the map, auto track onto one target, and then don't stop shooting at it until the end of the map. That will happen constantly until like that target disappears from view, and then they will just try and hit something else. And then the Moffats just blindly walk forward like crazy people. So it's really easy to spot them. And guess what? The vast majority of them are playing America because they have the best ships. And they also have some of the best rewards. Like, it's nuts. Like, the Naval might actually be more interesting if America didn't exist when it came to War Thunder. But obviously that's not going to be the case. Another thing I also found out, and also Teddy found this out too, 25 repairs, 25 broken things, and 10 were already fixed and done. So it seems like there is some kind of pattern to how many are disassembled, or how many are broken, how many are damaged, and how many are serviceable. So 10 serviceable, 25 damaged, and 25 broken is what we've seen so far. And I've got a feeling that's going to be the same going forward. So we'll see. I'll keep track of these things. And if it's exactly the same as the yesterday, and also with Teddy's stuff, and I'll ask a few other people how their experiences is, we'll see if there is a pattern for next time. So we can maybe work out how many resources are needed for each of the setups. So tough day today. I also played the good old SKR7, the MPK PR124, and the 1331. This thing gets a destroyer spawn. No idea why. It's awful. I don't know why anybody would play this thing. I've been trying to play it just to get a handle of it. It gets, as I said, it gets a destroyer spawn. It's just to get its repair parts. It's 24,000 RP. 24,000. The torpedoes, that you only get 4 of them, they're useless. The HE, I suppose, is nice, but it doesn't pen enough, so it doesn't even pen a destroyer. And then you also have the whiz gun on the front, which can be good, but without parts, it just gets knocked instantly. And this thing gets a destroyer spawn. I don't know why or what's going on with this thing, but it's ridiculous. And then you got the MPK, which is basically exactly the same as the thing. Like, in terms of its usability, basically the same size. It's just this thing is labeled as a frigate, and then this thing is labeled as a motor torpedo gunboat, so this thing gets to spawn with the little boats. I was able to get 10 kills in this thing in a matter of about 2 minutes, killing like PT6s and stuff like that as they spawned. It was just ridiculous. And then also the SKR7. So I was struggling a little bit when it came to getting the cruiser points, so I swapped to this lineup as you always do, and you know, we basically got 20 boxes in 2 hours without even thinking. So obviously this lineup, once again, pretty good at dealing with these things, and I'm incredibly surprised the SKR7 has never gone up in BR. I feel like it should go up in BR. I feel like it should increase, but right now that's unfortunately not the case. So we'll have to see what goes on. So the event's pretty much over for me. Last day tomorrow, and then we take a few days off and relax. Hopefully the event's going well for you. Hopefully you're having a good time with it. Let me know your experiences, as always. I will see you next time. Peace be with you, and bye-bye. I'd just like to thank Millie Draper, Juan the Panda, Nick R. Kupila, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Merciless Reaper, Orange Tail, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Moxie B. Young, Peter Grayling, Jerry Provolt, Bareen, Alan Hacker, Sem Arslan, Uncle Bean, Derek R., and Lafouche for supporting the channel.